furry fandom can be loosely defined as a community of people who are
the most mind-numbingly brain-dead ding-dongs I've ever encountered in all my life.
I just feel like anti-furs are saying words to say words at this point. One of the most well-known furries is literally a molecular biologist who helped develop the COVID vaccine. What did the smartest anti-fur ever do, like pass the 6th grade?
Okay, so I can agree with this guy that the video was trash. I can agree, the video was just plain stupid. The molecular biologist that he was talking about was a furry named Shies, who actually did help in the work for the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine. And I can agree that Shies herself is massively more intelligent than anti-furries, who most likely range from the 13 to 30 year range of age. Okay then, cool. But what did you do? You're acting like it's the second coming of Jesus when all she did was take a small helping range in a massive collaborative playing field. To put that into perspective, before the pandemic itself, there was almost 7 million scientists going to the playing field itself in the Congressional Research Service, which is a reliable source, I should mind you, for job listings. And that was only back 7 years ago, in which the pandemic started. The numbers could have increased up to 6 times the amount since then in 2019. Also, if you're going to be adding intelligence to this mix, then I guess anti-furries should have Nikola Tesla on their side, since Nikola had went on record saying that he hated Walt Disney, who is pretty much responsible for 80% of the modern furries today, and has went on record saying that he had found Disney's mascot gimmick before Disneyland to be weird and strange to Disneyland's concepts. And Nikola himself pretty much took part in inventing the radio, the remote control, and the AC motor, which is definitely more impressive than taking a small part in a massive scientific playing field. So to answer you, no. The smartest anti-furry did not just pass the 6th grade.
What is it with these kids' obsession with Russia? Like, I thought jokes about Russians and Soviet Russia died out in like 2016, but that really shows where these kids' heads are.
Except for the fact that it can be explained with one word: funk. Funk music pretty much made Russia relevant with the rap genre of music that started in 2016 with the Three Stripes song. I honestly don't know anyone in person who does not know this song, but either ways, it pretty much revolutionized rap to this day and massively popularized funk. Seriously, now when people think of funk, they think of KXNVRA and MC Orson. I mean, goddamn, why else do you think on every single one of those YouTube shorts and TikToks where it shows those side-scroll thingies that split screen of each character of the versus battle, why else do you think that they have all those Russian funk music playing in the background? Isn't that a little bit suspicious? So yeah, Russian memes got even more famous than dead.
Many people have been talking about this so-called fandom. They say that the fandom is people acting like animals or wannabes, and how that they should just kill themselves. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, and on this episode, we're going to be trying to figure out who the fuck am.
I like how they're using MatPat as like some sort of anti-fur idol, but isn't he literally the dude who's been doing Five Nights at Freddy's lore videos for the past almost 10 years now?
8.5 years to be 100% exact. Also, wow, what a nice counter-argument by saying that all FNAF players are furries. Then I guess by that logic, everyone who watches Avatar The Last Airbender is a pro-weeaboo just for the Asian art style, despite the fact it has nothing to do with anime itself. But to get back on track, Scott Cawthon did not even intend for the animatronics to look like furries. He just wanted them to look like cartoonish animals that look cute and are multicolored. Let's also take a look at the FNAF game itself. The whole game centers on you as a security guard trying to survive 5 nights at a pizzeria from 4 animatronics trying to kill you. That seems like an anti-furry's nightmare if you ask me from first person's view. The only thing really furry about the first FNAF game is the game over screen where you get stuffed into a Freddy Fazbear suit, which even then is faulty evidence at best. Also, MatPat himself has never said that he was deeply connected to FNAF. This one is a statement that furries really try to bring up to trigger anti-furries for the MatPat anti-furry memes. Now, I do not have any scientific evidence to back this up except for this one video, which has exploded during the recent times of game theory, but I think that MatPat did every single theory up to FNAF 4 all for money and views. Especially when I consider that Game Theory's second most viewed video back then brought the most revenue on that one video. So I think that MatPat wanted to milk it in some way and had no real connection to it. And I think that this is more a logical reason, as if he did truly care for the franchise, he would have made his ultimate timeline for FNAF theory years ago.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would. But I legally can't. But I'm considering it.
This meme is extremely ironic because Markiplier's brother is literally a furry artist. Have you ever seen this? Have you ever seen Two Kinds? That is Markiplier's brother. These guys really suck at this.
Okay, but was the meme that you showed us about Thomas Fishbach or Mark Edward Fishbach? The meme you showed us had nothing to do with Thomas and only Mark. Not to mention it was a fair use out of context Markiplier green screen template meme, meaning that the meme was about Markiplier and Markiplier only. Even if you want to consider otherwise, Thomas Fishbach is not even a furry. He just makes art and comics of it. Thomas Fishbach even admitted it, and it's literally on the wiki for website. The fact that you guys can't even look at your own wiki and expect Anti-Furries to do it for you really says a lot. And it does baffle and astonishes me seeing how you guys beg for validity and respect for this.
Okay, I'm just gonna cut them off right here. Are they trying to insult furries or are they trying to turn them on?
First of all, whoa, that mic quality. I understand the reason for back mic quality back in 2011, and the fact that there could be copyright issues I could understand quite possibly. But this is 2023, and we have the Rode NT1A, not the 2008 Xbox 360 Microsoft Call of Duty headset, and then second of all, I think with the way you're acting, it's 50-50.
Oh, they're using Team Fortress 2? The game that, like, is 90% furries? My brother in Christ, you are the minority here.
I've actually been playing TF2 for almost a year now, and of all my times playing on voice chat and on normal servers, the entire game is just filled with neo-Nazis and SJW assholes for the most part. Never have I actually met any furries in the servers except for maybe one or two, but those guys were usually bullied in the server due for their own choice. The entire mood of the players was 50-50 nice and asshole, and this only goes to show just how far the players and gens of the game have fallen. I also understand that I've played the game for so late and never got to see the actual older community, but even then, that also goes to show how furries are now probably no longer playing this game anymore. Sure, you could argue that people like Pyrocynical, who is a furry by the way, is playing the game, but even then, his channel is slowly starting to shift and not do that anymore, and instead focusing on game reviews. So even if a shit ton of furries were indeed playing TF2 then, it's safe to say that times have changed since then. Also, you saying that 90% of furries play this game from the very beginning, since 2007, means that all people were playing it were furries. And there was still a massive shit ton of arrogant players then. And you saying that all furries are playing this game and not leaving it to play this says a lot. Even then, by your logic, one of the only reasons this guy claims that furries would like this game in my opinion would be to the fact that animal head cosmetics exist in the game, which by the way, cosmetics aren't even canon to the actual storyline of TF2, unsurprisingly, which by the way, all the comics in the game are canon as technically they show the entirety of TF2's history of the mainline story starting from the Gravel Wars.
As true as this has no place in this video. They're just saying that all phrases you files to be silly, goofy, funny.
Just a reminder, they had to watch the furry porn to make that meme. I'm just putting it out there.
Just throwing it out there, you had to watch the Anti-Furry meme, get mad at it, put it through a video editing processor, just so you could get your point across. Also, they could have just gotten it from a censored furry porn shitpost. Those exist.
If an anti-furry would actually shoot a gun like that, the recoil would knock them into next week.
Maybe it's because it's an, I don't know, a meme? Something not supposed to be taken seriously? Just take a look at this kid.
What? Like I said earlier, they're just saying words to say words. Like, what does that even mean?
So isn't Nelly Zarn Radiance Wolf enough to prove you guys wrong? See, for most of the time, furries themselves are only 25% of the problem. What me and most anti-furries are really worried and scared for are zoophiles, which is the thing that most of, if not almost all furries push for, and most of, if not all, end up becoming, and is indeed a 100% real thing that does happen, so stop acting like it doesn't when it does, you fucking shallow-headed bimbo, when there's also actual proof to prove you guys wrong. Zoophilia as a concept itself is a huge idealistic fetish gap that targets small animals, which is also by and large seen in every, if not almost all, anthropomorphized furry art porn. So it's almost like furry yiff porn, almost, if not is the direct reason as to why modern animal sexual abusers and modern animal abusers exist. It starts off with gloomy imagery and ends with the destruction of small innocent creatures. This really isn't a difficult thing to grasp upon. It both baffles and disturbs me seeing how furries seem to gloss over this basic fucking fact. For people who claim that they are interested in anthropomorphism in animals, around 78 to 96% of you guys seem to end up and only seem to use them as a ploy. And this shit is not fucking alright to me, and ends up making me go absolutely ballistic. How about you fucking grow up and keep your flipping fetishes to yourself and go back to begging for validity to check out Comic-Con? But then again, now that furries are being more validated by the modern public's eye, which is a tiny bit jingoistic in a way, that means that even some anti-furries like me can't do some stuff, unfortunately. For example, using my palm to enter through the computer screen to smack some goddamn sense into you.
No.
Okay, that one was pretty good. The quality of these videos just deteriorate the more I see them.
So you're telling me that all the other shitly made anti-furry cringe shit before wasn't already more cringy than this animation that took actual time to make? Also, speaking of which, I find it extremely hilarious that you guys are using the most cringy and poorly made anti-furry memes that you could possibly find and not memes that took actual effort to make. See an ongoing trend happening here? Seeing how they are using the worst of the worst to justify the top?
What would you do if I broke into your house? If I got nothing, you gonna do nothing.
It's hilarious that these people took the time to make this.
Well, no shit, Sherlock.
Plus, they think that they're so badass making these videos when in all actuality, they just look really cringy.
Bro, are you hearing yourself right now? You're up in here saying that these kids are cringe when the freaking literal dinosaur furry before you had a freaking Nerf gun on him. In all honesty, both kids were cringe, but at least the anti-furry had somewhat of a realistic gun that didn't have an orange tip at the top and was chillin', did not barge in like if he was Big Smoke. This argument can also be said for the next and final anti-furry meme you showed after this one as well. But you know what? Putting all of this aside, seeing this man's channel and his video in general from a closer perspective, I can see that he put a lot of work in it. I mean, nothing but peak and 100% valid explanations from a channel that makes furry femboy fetish videos. Yes, I've learned so much from the foot fetish video you made. Really learned a lot. Fucking assholes, bro.
Oh, are you telling me that this potato is gonna kill me? This 9-year-old child pointing a fake toy gun at me is gonna kill me? I do like your shirt though.